Hello my friends, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're all having a great day. Today is going to be my at-home mini manicure because for time purpose, we don't want to get into all the masking and stuff that you could do on your hands. But I just wanted to show you the basics and how I do an at-home manicure. This is not, there are many things that go on in a spa or a manicure place that they may do, but this is my version of an at-home, okay? So the first thing I do before anything is, of course, you remove your nail polish, but I will file my nails. And since I have no nail polish on, we will skip that step. And I will just show you that I like a squoval. I like my tops flat and the sides just rounded slightly. I chopped all my nails down because this one here I actually did break down really far, and I don't like the look of one really short nail and a bunch of long nails. It just looks really not good to me. So I usually chop them down. And when I need a nail to grow very quickly, when I've broken it down, that's when I pull out my Acetone products. And these I've done many videos on. I've talked about them. They are phenomenal. They are a little pricier. They run like $18 per item. And they're a little difficult to find from time to time. But if you are someone who suffers from your nails just not being strong, they're constantly weak, then I highly suggest the Acetone nail products. So I've been using them this week. Just to get this nail going. And another product that you can use if you have a hard time finding the Acetone, which I will link everything below for you, is the Dermalect, which is another great treatment for helping the nails, speeding them along. Okay, so let's talk about our manicure. All right, so I start with my file, which is a very, very fine grade, so that I don't have to worry about just going in one direction. If you use a rough file, go in one direction. Don't go crazy like this because that's going to damage the nail. I always do my filing on my dry nails. I don't soak them and then file. I just do a light file, and this is how I would do it. I just, you know, give a little file to the top of the nail to flatten it, and then I just go to the side and I lightly round it by taking off the sharp edge. Same with this one. If it has a little kink, I'm not going to file too much here, but I just get the top to be flat, and then I take off the pointed end. Of course, if there's any part of your nail that is jagged or torn, you have to do a little more filing. So that would be the filing process, back and forth, because I'm using a very fine grade, okay? And the grade is like 280, 320, something like that. And these files can be found in a lot of places, all right? So that would be the filing. The next step, of course, would be the soaking. And in my bowl here of warm water, I have put some of the Cuccio Manicure Purifying Soak. For this, I squirt about a nickel size in, put my warm water, and then I will apply any cuticle remover you choose to use, whether it's the CND Cuticle Away or the Cuticle Softener by Cuccio. Now, if you have really hard cuticles, then you may want to go ahead and put some of this on. Open it up first, crazy Miss Tammy. Put some of this cuticle lotion on and go ahead and soak it on with your fingers in the water, okay? And then I'll show you the orally on the other two nails. But I'm going to put my nails in the water for only about a minute, 2 minutes max. Don't soak your nails longer than that. The nails expand when wet. And if you are going to do a manicure and apply nail polish right afterwards, you may have a problem when your nails dry down because your nails will shrink back after they've expanded with the moisture that goes into them. And when that happens, you may have a problem with the wear and tear of your nail polish. It may not last as long. So we're going to just let this soak for a minute, and for video purpose, we're going to say that I already allowed them to soak. So now after soaking, you will take your fingers out, and I'm going to lightly dry the two fingers that I'm going to go ahead and put the Orly Cutique on, and you simply apply this to the cuticle, and I'm pretty generous with it. and you leave it sit. And on the last fingernail, I will go ahead and put the Mavala Cuticle Remover. And again, I'm generous with this product on my cuticles, okay? So we have our cuticles ready to go. So now you also would have, when you're soaking, you can, do a little scrubby of your fingers with the brush. All right, so now I highly suggest the wooden cuticle pushers, because if you're using the metal ones, you may start, pushing away some of your fingernails. So until you become really good at cuticle pushing, stick with the wooden. So now I'm just going to I'm going to try to fit this on. I'm going to have to do it on a backwards angle. So I'm going to just come along the side, and I'm going to just push the cuticle back. Now be gentle in this area. Don't go crazy. Can you still see? No, okay. And then I'm going to take it on its edge and just go up and under, and I'm trying to loosen the cuticle away from the fingernail. And as I'm pushing back and forth, I'm releasing that dead skin that's laying around the cuticle so that we don't have to cut so much. So again, we're just going to go onto the side. Of course, when you're at home, you'll be working from this direction, and it will be much easier for you just to go along the fingernail, but because I want you to see what I'm doing, I'm working like backwards, okay? So at home, you're not going to work in this direction. So I push back, wipe off your cuticle stick, and now we're going to go and do the Mavala. And again, at home, you would be at this angle. So we're going to push back all that cuticle. Now, I really like this is the Orly finger, okay? And this is the Mavala. I really like the way these work. I think they just dissolve all that dead skin, and they make it much easier. And when something is easier, there's less chance of you damaging your cuticles. Okay, so again, same thing on this side. I'm just going to push it all back. And if anything needs to be cut, we'll come in and do that after this. So I have all of that pushed back. Now I'm just going to take a paper towel. I'm going to take my fingers and just dip them in the water while it's sitting there. And I'm just going to wipe that cuticle off of my fingers, because you want to be able at this point to see the cuticles, okay? So now I'm going to take my cuticle nippers, and we're not going to get carried away here, okay? You're not professionals out there. You don't know how to work with this tool. You could cut yourself and then get infections, and that's not good. So if you do want to take care of anything that might be left on the nail, like here, first take your finger around and just see if you can loosen any more of that skin. And you can. Now right here I have a big glob of it. So I'm just going to take I'm pulling the skin back, and I'm just going to take that cuticle nipper, and I'm just going to clean up that area right there, okay? And I'm just going to push it back. See how I push the cuticle actually back? Then I'm going to close it and just nip away. And that's just taking any extra skin that may be laying around. But if you're using a really good cuticle remover, you may not have any. And if you're doing something regularly to take care of your fingers, you may find that you don't even have a problem with cuticle. Like I don't have a whole lot. If you look in here, there's not a lot in there. Now, there are times when I ignore my fingernails and I end up having a lot of cuticle. But again, we're just pushing the skin back and closing it, and just taking anything that may be laying underneath those cuticles that's making it stick to the nail. And then just take your finger and you'll see, okay, I gotta have a little bit more there, and I have a little bit here. And I'm just working a little bit with the blade on the tool. I'm not getting crazy. And then let's go to this one. We have a little bit right here that has to come off. Pushing back. This one actually has a little bit more cuticle buildup. So you'll see in the blade, you'll see that there's a little extra. But anyway, that is all I really need to do for the cuticle, okay? So now we're gonna move ahead. If you're at home and you have a lot of time, you may want to take a sugar scrub here and just really scrub your hands with your sugar scrub. And then you may even want to use a massage lotion and just give yourself a nice massage. Work with your thumb and just really try to work out all the tension in your hands. and your fingers, just pull on them. It really does, it feels good just to do it. And then of course there are hand masks that you can put on, even if you have a face mask that you didn't really like for your face and you don't know what to do with it, put it on your hands. Just use it on your hands and leave it on whatever long the directions say. And then you're going to go ahead and wash your hands from the mask. When you come back, this is where your oils are going to start to come into play. And I'm going to use the solar oil because it is the easiest to find. But again, Cuccio has wonderful nail oils, and Cuccio is a complete Italian line that gives you the spa-like feeling, okay? But for availability, this one is everywhere, okay? So I'm just going to take some of this nail oil, and I'm going to drop some on each fingernail. Okay, and then I'm just going to lightly massage it into the cuticle area. All fingers, just really massage it in. And then from that point, I'm going to take my yellow buffer and I'm just going to go across my nails a little bit. And really the cuticle area I'm going to get, because anything that might be hanging, this little tiny buffer is so gentle, it's just going to take any of it away. Now don't go crazy, you're just buffing lightly. I will have to buff on my nail for one of the gel products that I'm going to be using later, but it's just a mild buff. And I'm just going to go down on this one because there's a little jagged edge because it broke down so far, and this is so gentle that it's not going to damage my nail in any way. So same thing, I'm taking the edge of this and I'm just running it along where my cuticle would have laid on the nail, and it's just going to clean up anything else that might be left behind. Same on the thumb. I didn't do my thumb, but we're just going to do it because there's not a whole lot of cuticle on there. And I'm just going to buff lightly just to smoothen them out a little bit and, you know, make sure there's no jagged edges. And then from that point, we are going to I'm going to wipe my hand a little bit with a dry cloth. And this is where you would start the application of your nail products. But because we used an oil, we have to take a product and just clean the nail bed. Now you're not really wanting to put it around the fingers, just the nail bed, okay? So I'm just gonna take a little bit of the nail polish remover. You can use witch hazel here. Some people use rubbing alcohol. And I'm just gonna lay it on the nail and I'm going to just swipe down the nail just to get that excess oil off of the nail, okay? And at this point, we would go in, and if you're someone who has ridges, you would apply the ridge filler to your fingernails. And then you would use your favorite nail color. Now I happen to, I'm a creature, so I will use the ridge filler, then I'll use my base coat. If you don't have problems with ridges, just get a good base coat, okay? So you're going to apply either or both if you're crazy like Crazy Miss Tammy. Your next step is going to be your favorite nail polish, and then you are going to take your favorite top coat. Mine would be the mirror coat. I also love the top coat for Mavala. This top coat is beautiful. It leaves great shine. They both do. So I think this is I think this runs about $10, and the Mavala probably is a little bit more. But anyway, again, I will put everything below for you. So then you would, finish off with that. Now before, if you're somebody who likes to have hand cream put on before, or you're somebody who just feels you need the hand cream, of course before you would do the swiping of the nail with the to get off the residue of the oil, you would then apply your hand cream. Mine would be Caudalie. I love this hand cream for the day, and it's also a nail cream. Wonderful, wonderful hand product. All right, so that is how you would complete your manicure. So that is that for this video. I'm not going to polish because I'm going to do a video comparison for the gel products that I mentioned in the first video. So I hope you've enjoyed this. And of course, let's not forget, The Band-Aid, if you have a problem with your nail polish sticking, this would be your first step after you take off the residue of the oil. And then you could also use a quick dry to help dry your fingernails quicker. And there's oils or there's sprays, excuse me. They all work wonderful. All right, so I hope this has not been confusing and it's helped you out a little bit. And I'll be back with the comparison videos soon. Excuse me. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget, subscribe. We're anti-aging here. Be happy, be healthy, be beautiful, and most of all, my friends, be lovable. I love you all. Bisous.